Production style.
Production. So welcome back to... Did you hit the freaking cord again?
I did not. I swear.
Are you sure? Are you sure the power cord? Are you sure? Look at the power cord. Is it in? Is it in? Is it in? Is it in? Is it plugged into the wall?
Diego?
I tread carefully. You saw my steps.
I know. I also saw you hit the cord.
It was like that. I flicked it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, anyways, so we've already started.
It was just a touch. Should I redo it just in case?
No, just come on over here. We don't care anymore.
YouTube doesn't need to see
actually,
this, whatever.
restart YouTube.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
YouTube doesn't need to see
You might... Hi, everybody. Welcome live to the Grizzly Idiot Podcast, episode 13.
I think it's just Trace.
Oh, well, shut up. It's whatever I want it to be.
Speaking Spanish.
So, first off, what we're starting with is that... Oh, God. Diego's taking a drink out of his TMNT cup.
This
and
is
just
huge.
Yeah. And, oh, God, be careful with that. Be careful.
So much fat. Now that I have.
Do you need help?
Oh, okay, he's got it. You got it?
You good? You
Just
good?
pull a little curl search. Okay,
Are you recording this?
No.
Okay, anyways. So to start off with my thing is, there's a pretty well-known podcaster, Adam Carolla. So this is actually really freaking cool. Yesterday I posted that we're going to be doing a podcast today, and I posted that on Instagram. One of the first 5 people that liked it was Adam Carolla. He has like 80,000 followers on Instagram, and he liked my photo of my face about podcasting.
Famous.
I know, man. It's my first step into... Watch out, world. Here we come.
Watch out, world.
Do we all
listen,
get a cut of when you're a millionaire?
I mean, if you're on it as...
Whoa.
Why is that? Turn off. Cool.
So Eric's watching Snapchat. But, Diego, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get you. There's a floaty. I'm just making it more dirty with my finger. No, I washed my hands. We're good.
So we decided to keep Eric in with the soundboard for musical effect.
I was trying to put a face on the microphone.
Oh,
but,
like a Snapchat filter?
yeah, but all it did was keep playing the Wonder Woman music, no matter what filter I put it on. So it doesn't even matter. Every single filter on Snapchat right now has the Wonder Woman music, apparently.
That's amazing. That makes me happy. So anyways, we have a new guest. We have Aaron Meyers up in the house.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's your boy Aaron.
Oh no. I get it enough at work.
I mean, you're streaming, dude. You got to do your intro.
I know.
That's the best intro.
We should never do that intro again.
I am doing that. Anytime Aaron is here, I am doing that. Swear to you.
Do I have an intro? Oh dear Lord,
And it's Diego.
Thanks.
All we need to do is just have 2 slices of pizza in your mouth and have you start talking.
Oh, dude, that was a magical moment from last podcast. I gotta say.
Or what the better thing is this is your intro every week. So, and we were gonna have this person, but he couldn't show up, so Diego's filling in.
Our sound guy is gonna sit in on it.
Our sound guy, so if the sound sucks,
That's
sorry.
because I'm away from my...
He's away from his station of responsibility.
Budget cuts.
He's out of his comfort zone.
Oh
I'm
my.
right next to you. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
A no budget production has a budget cut. Welcome to the real world.
Success.
The government's auditing our podcast. We owe them money.
Oh god. I think the best part about this is that Diego, I'm going to put it this way. Diego's not a small guy. He's...
Dude, I'm like the size of Antarctica.
He's fluffy.
I'm huge.
Hey, Antarctica's getting smaller. Think about that, brother. Think about
You're on
that.
your way.
Anyways, the best part is we have him next to Eric, who is legitimately the smallest guy. on the love seat. So we don't even have them on the full couch. They're on the smallest couch in the house. And it's just like, just looking at them, it's just like...
They fit like a puzzle.
And it works.
It does work, but it looks like...
Works.
What it looks like is a road trip when you were 10 and had to sit next to your siblings in the back of the car. Like, that's exactly...
No!
You're saying I'm carrying luggage?
No,
I
you
said
did.
sibling, man.
I said
Like,
sibling, by the way.
Yeah, I know. But
Like
when you're
imagine
on a road
sitting
trip,
next
you
to
have
a bigger
luggage.
sibling.
And you have like luggage, like...
No, dude, that's in the trunk. You're shoved in the back seat with your sibling. Like, it doesn't matter how many like seats are in between you guys. It's cramped. It is just cramped back there, and you hate it. But you guys make it look good.
The AC doesn't work in the back, and you're a little sweaty.
Yeah, see, like Antarctica, I am also melting.
It's just rolling off.
All this sweat's gonna make me beautiful.
I bring in the humidity. Like,
Did you actually? Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen that picture of that guy on Facebook. He was like 370, 400 pounds, and like and then he has a picture of himself like 2 years later, and he's like just cut, and he like pulls his skin out, and his like nipples like where his fourth ab is, and you're just like, ugh. But I mean,
That's gonna be me.
You know how he actually did that? He shared the story about his doctor said, well, you need to lose weight or you're gonna die. He had like a 1-year-old daughter at the time, and he was like, shit. And so what he would do, every time he was hungry, he would walk to the Walmart, which was a mile away. So he'd walk to the Walmart a mile away, walk back, eat a snack while walking back, but he'd get hungry a couple times during the day. So he'd go 3 to 4 times a day. So he was walking
Like
8 miles. Well, it's a mile there and a
way.
mile back,
Yeah.
as our grandparents would say, uphill both ways in the snow. So 8 miles pretty much a day, and then after a while he stopped getting hungry, so he stopped eating, but he kept walking. And that was the only thing like that got him started. As far as I can see, obviously he did a lot more after that, but it's like little things like that can do huge favors to you.
I mean, like, you're opening the fridge, so that's gotta work something like the console.
Yeah, and like a little donut every like 10 seconds won't kill you.
Every 10 seconds.
That will, actually. I've tried it.
All I'm seeing,
you heard about this?
in my head is that Simpsons episode with Homer at the end of a conveyor belt in a donut factory, and every couple of seconds a donut's falling off. Just
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's one where he like went down to hell and was like, "You're gonna eat all the donuts ever," and he's just like, "Home." And like the devil's like, "Whoa!"
Pretty soon he's just this
He does
giant mass. Just
He does the Homer. Woo!
Woo! Woo!
I freaking love it. I think it's so weird when you see cartoon characters, the people who play the cartoon characters in real life.
Dude.
Like, for example, Bart Simpson is
Yeah,
a woman.
Kid.
It's a woman.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And you like, but when you hear the voice, you're just like, no.
How?
Or like when you think of Archer or Bob from Bob's Burgers, it's actually, that's the weirdest thing, is because if you start on one series and try to watch the other series, you can't do it. Like, I started on Archer and I cannot watch Bob's Burgers. Even, I don't, like, how funny it is, it doesn't matter. Like, every time I hear it, I'm just like, oh, that's Archer. Why is he fat? And it's weird to me. I can't do it. But seeing H. John Benjamin doesn't look like anything you'd imagine. He's like 5'7", bald, amazingly blue eyes. But you're just like, well, not what I pictured. At all.
Is that the guy who plays Homer?
No, that's the guy who plays
Archer
Archer
and
Bob.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just weird just hearing people's voices, and then like also, for example, like Alan Tudyk. You know who that is? Have you ever seen Firefly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wash.
Okay. Yeah.
You know he voices the dodo bird on Ice Age?
He does a lot of voices.
King
Yeah.
Candy on Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
And he was K2SO on Rogue One.
And he's the pirate from like Dodgeball.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's Steve the Pirate. Steve the Pirate. Oh, he's also the little chicken in Moana.
Yeah.
And think about all of that. Like, that's all the same dude. But you think about all those voices, you're just like, what? Like King Candy. Oh, King Candy, and he has the lisp and all that, and then K2SO is just super robotic because he's a robot. But
No way.
sorry.
What?
No, wait. I'm wrong. He's a droid. Sorry. But I saw a clip of him doing like voices one time of the chicken. He like looks at the camera and he's like, I went to Juilliard.
Yes, I've seen that video.
Dude, but that murdered me. Anyways, I've been doing a lot of talking. How you guys doing this week?
Meh.
Yeah?
Doing great. Just
Your
got off
Snapchat's
vacation.
still going?
No.
No?
Those are done.
So, I want you to share that story, because that's
What?
what you were doing with those Snapchats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
those
made
were
me
fun.
so happy.
Well, I mean, if anyone could see me right now, I'm currently wearing a plastic engagement ring.
He's been wearing it for weeks.
Yeah,
Why
I've been
have you
wearing
been
it for
wearing
a
it?
while. So, the week after I got engaged.
Oh, guys, he's engaged. Congratulations, Eric.
Yeah. So the week
tough.
after I got engaged, so 2 days after actually getting engaged, my fiance left on a trip to New York. And a couple days into that week, another girl on our team at work was getting married, so as a gift we all got her cupcakes, and the toppers were these plastic rings. And so I just put the ring on after eating my cupcake. So it's on my left finger, and it looks like... I've had multiple people ask me if it's real, so apparently it looks real. But... So it's just
Who's
this
the
fake...
lucky guy?
Just
Eric?
this fake diamond ring. Not even kidding. At the bank once, I was just sitting there at the desk waiting for this withdrawal, and the girl helping me out was like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a pretty ring." And I was just like, "It's fake."
It came from a cupcake.
It's like, dang it. I was like, I totally forgot I had it too.
How to trick your girlfriend?
I've had it
you
so
bought an
long.
expensive ring.
Why haven't you taken it off?
The funny thing is...
I'll tell you why.
Yes, please.
So after I put it on, my fiance's still in New York, so I send a Snapchat to her with it on. And I was just like, "You like my ring?" And she sent me back the only message she sent me was, "Why are you wearing that?" And so it just became this game for me to just take random Snapchats and have my hand somewhere in the picture so the ring shows up. And from then on it was just stupid stuff like looking out the window of my car at the drive-thru during lunch and my hand was resting on the windowsill and then having a drink or a shake or something and I'm holding it up in front of my face and the ring's just right there. But
In the middle of the woods with your Ugg boots
my
on.
my favorite one, you know how Taco Bell has all the little messages on their hot sauce?
Yeah.
I got Taco Bell one day and one of the hot sauces came out and it had the "Marry Me" message on it. So I took a picture of me holding the hot sauce with the ring. And yeah, but that went on for a good couple of weeks.
Looks like it's still going on though.
I don't think
but
he's...
it's the rings, all the fake silver is falling off of it now.
I have mine if you want it.
So the copper and stuff is coming through, so now my finger's turning green.
I have mine that's still good if you want it. It's pretty.
I
Just
have
you
mine
can tell people you
fitting
got
around your
buffed.
wrist.
Yeah.
Dude, but I was so happy when Eric told me that. He was
Oh,
like,
dude.
"So I've been sending her Snapchats with the ring in it." I'm just like,
Every
"What?"
single one.
He'd come back from work and he'd send me a couple every once in a while. And I was just like, "Oh my, this makes me so happy."
holding my remote at home, turning up the volume.
Yeah,
Just,
holding his
watching
Xbox
Netflix.
controller.
Just watching Netflix.
Dude, I came up with so many. It's stupid the number of Snapchats I sent.
Oh man.
Did you save all of them?
Yeah. I saved all of them.
Yes. Can we put that as a compilation on my with a really cheesy
I need to just put all of them together.
a really cheesy marriage song,
Like an Ed Sheeran song, just
an Ed Sheeran song? Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Dude, it was
Actually, I was
they
talking
were
about
so
that.
fun.
I was talking about speaking of weird, really cheesy songs that everybody plays. So that's one, the You're Beautiful song that everybody plays at their wedding. I was thinking about ones that like everybody plays at their graduation.
Shoot.
So like what songs did you have playing at your graduation? Like did you have the like I will remember you?
I seriously have no idea what songs were played at my graduation.
I didn't think they played songs at our
Really?
graduation.
The only thing I
always remember is the one from like the 90s TLC, I think. I don't actually know
the graduation song.
Yeah.
All the times we had together.
I was thinking Waterfalls. TLC.
That wasn't
instantly.
TLC, it's Vitamin C.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
It's like, this is a great graduation
The
song.
rivers and the streams that you used.
No, I didn't go to graduation.
The only thing I remember from my graduation is like we had the band playing, like the concert
Pomp
band
and circumstance forever.
No, but like in the percussion section, anytime someone who was like involved in percussion got announced, like the whole percussion section just did this rim shot. So it was like you'd hear like a count off and everything in the percussion pit would just like boom, just like right as someone got announced. It was like, yes.
Yeah. You know, as you get older and you leave band more and more, rim shot becomes a completely different term.
Stop it. Although that was my first thought too. Stop it.
Or if you play drums, you know what it is.
True. Weren't you? You were in percussion though.
Yeah.
That's why you knew that. Okay.
Yeah,
I was not in
you could
percussion.
bang the drums.
I was a tromboner. So I played it up and down, long and hard. So tromboner,
Have you seen those?
long and hard.
Have you seen those videos of the GoPro on the end of a trombone? No! It's the old man playing it, and so you just see, like, the camera, like, zooms in, and just, like, every time he moves the slide.
Oh my goodness.
I did. That was pretty cool.
I think my favorite trombone video is the one that's making fun of, like, ricer cars. It's a trombone on the back of a moped, and it's, like, pitch black so you can't see it, and all you hear is... and you just see this trombone on the back of a moped pass by. And you're like, that sounded exactly like a Honda.
Feel that VTEC, bro?
VTEC gives it like extra like 70 horsepower.
Well, I was in choir, so
Actually, I was in choir too. Did 2 years of choir after 7 years of band.
wow. Now they said at our high school they wanted us to do. We always had to have a music, like a credit and a extra language credit. So I was like, I'm gonna pick the two easiest. So I'm picking sign language and I'm picking choir. Oh gosh, I remember the first year of choir. We had to try out. We had to sing I think it was the national anthem.
Oh gosh.
It was horrible. We were freshmen in high school, like, and they showed those videos at our graduation, our senior year. It was the most awkward thing.
Just like,
There was one time in our choir class that we went and we sang at this mall or whatever, and there was this girl in 2 rows in front of me. I was in the top row. I think it was like a tenor or baritone. I don't remember that. But
Baritone.
I remember her, like, she was doing this whole head bobble thing. She stopped singing for a second. I'm like, oh, she's going to fall over. Like, she's going to pass out. And then she doesn't pass out. She just vomits all over the lady in front of her. Like, drenches her, like, vomit shower. And it was so hard. We stopped singing. Everyone was laughing. It was the most
Except
horrible
her.
experience.
And the girl she threw up on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
somebody, yeah.
I love the conversation, but I want to segue into our topic
into the
tonight.
actual topic.
Into our topic tonight. Unlike the girl that Aaron was talking about, we're going to talk about success.
Watch this. She's actually doing something pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Right
she
now.
was
Hey,
With,
she probably
like,
is, and I'm sitting here on my couch talking into a microphone. Whatever. We all got our thing.
Touche.
So, I actually wanted to talk about success, and I think we chatted a little about things that tie into success earlier already. So first thing I want to just set the ground rule. What do we consider as success? So, like, just think about for yourself, and you guys listening at home, or wherever you are. I don't know if you're at home. Maybe you're homeless. We shout out to you.
How are
Anyways,
they
hit us
listening
up.
to a podcast?
Maybe they have a
if
phone and they're
not?
homeless, okay? I don't know. Homeless people get shit? No, they don't. They get, like, beans. Like, maybe $1.
Okay.
Beans.
Anyway.
Or dollar.
That is the definition of
That's what we're
success.
Not getting beans or $1.
Not getting beans or just having $1.
So, anyway, like, when we talk about success, is it a personal mental state of mind that is success, or is it things? Like, having things, does that make you successful? Like, or is it your own personal ideal that makes you successful? Because, like, let's talk about one person that we could consider, like, incredibly successful. Maybe not the best businessman, but Elon Musk. Elon Musk is, like, on all counts,
My hero.
successful.
For sure.
He has, like, how many companies does he own?
He's like 6 or something.
I
don't know,
actually,
up there.
he's up there. He's got a lot.
He's got his hands in a lot of other companies, of course. But
Right. Does it mean he's, like, the smartest businessman? I don't know. But he's got a lot of stuff.
He's doing something right.
He's doing something right. But do you consider him successful? Or let's like drop it down to the small business owner that lives here in Provo. He has his own corner store. He's a small business owner. Is he successful? Just because his dream was to own his own store, own his own shop. Is he successful? So, like, that's what I'm trying to get at is, like, what is success to you? Is it like that personal thing, or is it achieving goals that you've set?
So for me, I like to use analogies. So for that, I think for me, for success is based on kind of, it's a mixture of both in a sense of a foundation. Sure, you can have a beautiful mansion and everything like that, but let's say an earthquake comes, hurricane comes, and that thing's totally wiped out.
I
But
live in Utah. Neither of those things are going to happen.
I lived in earthquakes.
It's an analogy.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Go.
Analogy. So I mean, but if you build a strong foundation, something where you have where it's deep in, no matter how big the house, it's still gonna stand.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think for me, success is definitely different for everybody. Of course, Elon Musk, he's somebody who has like a mansion, but his foundation is just as strong as how beautiful his mansion is. Whereas, not literally, analogy again, whereas the corner store guy, might have a smaller house. Maybe like a 2-bedroom house or whatever. Something, nice and tiny and everything. But it's not going to get shaken down if something bad comes along financially.
Yeah.
And so I think success has to do with more of a foundation.
So while you were talking, I actually looked up just a quick definition of success, and it's funny because there's three different definitions for it. So the first one is the overarching one. It says the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. Okay, so there's nothing there. It's just achieving a goal.
Yeah.
Okay. The under thing, it says the attainment of popularity or profit. Okay, so popularity, becoming prom king.
Right.
For some people, that's success.
Acknowledgement.
Yeah. The second one, underscore is whatever. A person or thing that achieves desired aims or attains prosperity. So both of these things talk about success as being profit or prosperity. So they both talk about physical things.
Yeah.
Right. Honestly, I think with like success as a whole, like the general public will just view success as like, oh, you have a lot of money, you're on TV, you've millions of followers on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I think that's success in most people's eyes, just in the general public, because that's what we glamorize as a society. Like if you don't have those things, you're not really that successful. But you can be pretty successful. My grandparents, they own an automotive shop here in Provo, and they've had it for 45 years, and it's not the best automotive shop in the state or whatever, but they're happy. They're about to retire to Hawaii. They're not the richest people, but they've got their goals. They're going to retire at a decent age. But I think my grandma's turning 60, I think, this year. So,
Wow.
And nice. They've got a house in Hawaii.
My dad's older than your
That's
grandma.
pretty successful in my eyes. You get to retire in Hawaii. You've had your own business for a while.
Well,
I love you,
and
Dad.
I mean, even though that, like Aaron said, popular ideas of success are going to be the money and things, kind of like he stated, like my grandparents are in a similar situation where, my grandpa worked, for super hard forever to get a doctorate degree and then become a professor and teach at BYU. But he was constantly working all the time, so a lot of memories that like my aunts and uncles have, he was only there for like certain occasions and things, so it's like there's actually a lot of sacrifice that really goes into becoming successful, like whether it's time with your kids, time with family, or getting rid of other extracurricular activities and things.
Now,
but after all those years of working hard, and he's only working as a professor through like the 70s and 80s, so he's not making a ton. Right. But and especially having 9 kids, all that money's going right back into your family. So, but he budgeted everything so well that now that he's retired, all the stuff that he saved, he actually has a set amount of money that he has to spend every single month in order for it not to be counted as income. Like he has that much interest and stuff coming in that he has to spend that amount of money. And
wow.
And so it's like he just like, even though he wasn't making a ton, he was successful in the fact that his family was never without food. They always did get to see him every once in a while, so they knew the presence of their dad was there. And now that he's retired, he's not struggling with Social Security or anything else. He just gets to
Medicaid or anything.
He just gets to live comfortably because he was smart. And so it's not necessarily, a ton of money. Because I look at that and it's like, I just want to be able to do that. I just want to be comfortable. Right. Like, I don't even want a ton of stuff. I just want to be comfortable.
And maybe that was, and there's like 2 things that I want to point out is maybe that's your grandpa's goal, was just that he wanted to be comfortable. He wanted to provide for his family and be able to be comfortable. So he achieved his goal. He was successful.
Yeah.
But you also pointed another thing is where you said his kids maybe didn't get to see him all the time. Mm-hmm. I think that's another big point of success is, and you hit it nail on the head, with sometimes you have to sacrifice a lot to get to where you want to be with your goals.
Yeah. To
achieve your goals and become successful in the way that you want, sometimes you got to be like, well, it's one or the other. And sometimes it's weird, it's especially for me with this whole like endeavor with the podcast, with doing this. Like, just doing this right now, to me, is a success. Like, you guys I don't know if you understand it as much as, because, like, I'm the one who bought all this stuff. But, it's, and, it's my apartment, I'm the one who bought it.
Not to hold that over your head or anything.
I'm not holding it over your head. I've told you.
My equipment.
I have told you if we do ever get big, I will give you profit of it, or a percentage of the profit. But what I'm saying is, I put so much into it, and then I have to schedule it every day, every time we do it, and I have to deal with the letdown of people who don't show up. Correll. So I have to deal with the letdown of when people are thinking to myself, maybe it'll be me. Maybe it'll be me. But it doesn't. The most successful people aren't people who just get found or just get a lot of lucky breaks. Like, they can be successful, those people that get lucky breaks. Like, I love what Bo Burnham said about it, is people were like, oh, what do you think about when Taylor Swift gives advice? And Bo Burnham said, I think it's the stupidest thing to listen to people like me. That's like going out and listening to a lottery winner that says, cash out all, or sell your assets, do everything, the lottery works, because he just got lucky. You can't listen to Bo Burnham or Taylor Swift who said, oh, follow your dreams. It's like, I got lucky, but maybe you'll get lucky? I don't know. And so it's like those things that you have to work for what you want. And like what you were talking about with your grandpa, he had to work for what he wanted, and I'm really trying to work for what I want. But it's what things am I willing to sacrifice to get what I want? What things am I willing to sacrifice to become successful?
Well, and that also ties into like the drive too, is like why you're still doing what you're doing. Because any bit of progress is, seen as a step towards that success, and so that is what essentially becomes your drive, is just like, even if it's just a little bit at a time, like if you get one more person to listen to the podcast, or if you get, you know, like the Adam Carolla just likes your post about it, like just that little bit of boost of confidence just becomes that drive, and pretty soon, like, maybe you do get lucky. So it's just...
But I don't know if you guys ever felt this, but sometimes it feels so stagnant in what you're trying to do that it's hard to keep moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
No, that's... I have a YouTube channel too, and I haven't done anything for like 2 months because exactly that. Like, I started out, I think my first video like had close to like 50 views, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And it's like, it's only gonna grow. My last video had like 20 or like 15. I was like, it ain't growing. It's not going anywhere. I was actually thinking about recording today and posting something back up because I haven't posted, like I said, in like months, actually, since 2016. So it's kind of like that. I bought all this equipment. I built my own computer, bought my own microphones. I kind of figured out how to do editing and everything like that. And I taught myself a lot to have the ability to be successful in a sense. But I'm not even like pushing myself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think that's a huge problem with a lot of people. It's like they had their motivation in the beginning because it was new and it was exciting. But what happens when a dog, you know, chases after a car? The car stops. The dog's like, okay, well,
I don't know what to do with my car.
I just bark some more, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like with me, like, oh, YouTube gaming was so much fun for me and everything. It's like, I want to go big. I want to be like PewDiePie, Markiplier, all the other guys that I watch. And it's like, because they got lucky off of it too, kind of.
Yeah.
They just somebody started watching it and it just spread.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that was the same thing with me, but...
That's the weirdest thing. Like, I think about that stuff now, and I'm like, when I was younger, like, I actually still will watch them, but it's like, I don't really talk about it with anybody.
Right.
I don't share it with anybody.
Exactly.
Like, I think Aaron's the one that I talk about it most with, and it's maybe like 5 minutes every other week, maybe.
Right.
And it's like, it's just weird how that word of mouth isn't really a thing anymore. It's more just, okay, who shares it on their Facebook page?
Exactly.
And people our age in the mid-20s, I mean, they'll share videos, they'll share do-it-yourself videos and, look, easy cooking at home, which, bullshit.
Hey,
he
I am a beautiful damn chef, okay? That stuff
I'm just saying, all the videos you share are
You
like
do.
food videos.
Oh,
all the food. And it's like, it's always the excuse of, oh, I'm saving this for later. It's like, okay, cool. Can't you share, like, my podcast, or can't you share this so all your friends can see it, so I can, you know, get big? And I'm not saying it to you directly. Don't think that I'm saying it to you directly, but I'm saying it to all the 650 people that I have on my Facebook who I don't know who all of them are. I don't know who all of them are. But how many things is it that just you see go unnoticed? And it's just kind of it hurts sometimes when you're trying to be successful and you have those setbacks, or you have monetary setbacks of like, oh, I don't have money to do that right now, or I don't have like means to do that. Like, it's like, why do you guys think you're drinking water at my house? It's because I don't have money for soda. I'm sorry, that's not true, but it's funny.
Okay, I'm expecting soda now.
I don't know. I guess being successful, it's a small idea always. Like, I always see like people who like you said, like Markiplier and PewDiePie, who get successful. They don't really. If you look at their earlier videos, it's not really appealing to the masses. They're not really like they have a target audience that, or they're just doing what they like and they want to share it.
Right.
But not all the time were they wanting to please everyone, because they just wanted like. What was PewDiePie's like first like videos?
Amnesia. Yeah, The Dark Descent
like
is
the horror,
the scary films of just recording his face and getting scared shitless.
Right. In swearing in the language that he speaks. I forget what nationality he is, but
Swedish.
Right.
Swedish.
But
freaking Swedes, dude.
Somebody thought it was funny and they shared it, and it's a snowball. And he was doing it a long time before it got anywhere.
Yeah. Well, there's some people who've been doing it even longer before that. Like,
right.
I remember like the first people that I started watching was like in 2005, 2006, back with Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4.
Scene Anners.
Before Scene Anners. Blame Truth and XCal.
Oh, yeah.
Blame Truth was the first person to ever, like, people would put up their videos of their gameplay and whatnot, but then the first person to do actual commentary over it, Blame Truth. he's not even in the scene anymore.
Oh, really?
Like, he barely does it. Like, I haven't seen, or many people have, like, stopped following him because he hasn't kept up with the times or anything. XCal's another one that does the same stuff. He streams and whatnot, and he has a good following of his own followers. But it's like they didn't blow up when it came to like, oh, well, I got to change with the times. Everybody's doing this. I got to go do with it. They stuck with it, with what they liked, and they still enjoy themselves. Like, I do not discredit them at all. But it's like they've been doing that since like 2006. That's 11 years ago. And there's some people who have been doing it since like 2008 who are still doing it. That's like 9 years that's their career. And they enjoy it. But like Aaron was saying, they don't go for that huge group. They're going for a niche community.
Either way.
Quiche? I want quiche now.
Quiche.
And actually, I was watching something on Facebook or YouTube actually about Linkin Park, and everybody
Was it
loves
the Teens React?
Yeah, kind of. But I kind of like, I saw all the suggested videos and I started watching them, and a lot of people are questioning. I saw this kid, this guy questioning. It's like, from what they had in the very beginning, and you can see their change because the culture changed. And one of their last hits, if you can say that, it's like very pop song, which I kind of like. But you take their first album and the last album they just put out or about to release or whatever,
totally different,
completely different. And I was listening to Mike Shinoda. Mike Shinoda, who's awesome. But he's just kind of explaining. It's like, people are still wanting hybrid theory and Meteora and everything, but times are changing. It's like if we had that stuff coming out right now, it would not a lot of people would listen to it.
People would tell us to change.
Yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, Linkin Park is my first official favorite band. That's what got me into music, listening to music.
And the funny thing is, he pointed this out too early in that video. He talked about, I don't understand why people feel like they have to hate Linkin Park. Yeah. Because when I first heard him, I was like, I want to hate these guys so bad. Because like they were popular. Yeah. And I was like in that teen angst where I was like 14, and I was like, it's popular, and I was like a hipster, and I was like, I gotta hate him. But then I just like kept listening to him. I was like, these guys are actually pretty freaking awesome. And like they've continued to be awesome. And it's just, but like I loved what he said. It's just like if we stayed the same, people would demand change. But since we change, people demand the same thing. And you can never please the masses.
Well, and that's the thing is like, have you ever been to a live concert?
No, actually no.
Okay, so
literally no.
If you go to a live concert, bands always play their newest stuff first, but you get the best reactions as soon as you go back to some of your old stuff, and everyone gets flashbacks to what they were doing at the time when they were hearing those songs.
Yeah.
And that's what brings the following to it. Like you hear all their new stuff, you see all the growth in the band and them as musicians and people. But then you can still go back and be like, there's still ties to all that memory and stuff.
People love nostalgia.
But honestly, why would you keep doing the same thing forever?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you change? Like, why not try and branch out and grow? Like,
yeah. And that's, Aaron hit the, oh my goodness. People love nostalgia. Well, do you remember last year Pokemon Go came out?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
So many fat guys walking around. It was like seeing brothers. I remember I was walking around in the apartment complex, and I saw a fat guy looking at his phone, kind of just like walking around. And
I almost hit a guy in a parking lot because he was just not paying attention to anything. And like,
did you do it on purpose?
No, I was just coming around this corner looking to turn out, and he was like coming from the sidewalk just straight through lanes of traffic, like not even looking up.
Like, that's dangerous.
Dude, we talked about that last week.
That game almost killed people. Like, holy
but I think did it kill people? That game killed
probably. People. But do you remember, like Aaron was talking about it? Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, so many people loved it and were just like, holy crap! I remember Provo Library. Do you remember when they had? There were 4 Pokestops there, and they had to like turn them off because they were like, there are way too many people.
And they're like ruining the grounds at the library.
Holy, like the first time that the library has ever had complaints of people ruining the grounds. Like nobody goes to a library anymore. People don't read books. They read Amazon Kindle.
Yeah.
But it was like,
it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
It was like it looked like a concert. Every time you drive past there, like but you just honk your horn and everybody's like, yeah!
I know, everybody was excited. And it's like that nostalgia thing that he was talking about, like Eric was talking about it brought new people to it. Like, there's still people playing Pokemon Go.
Surprisingly.
And it's not the older people who had the nostalgia hit. It's the younger people who found out about it.
Yeah,
They
but
learned
they
about
wouldn't learn about it
Without
without
the
something
nostalgia.
new.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they hadn't progressed and done something new where they can appeal to the younger crowd would have no idea about the older
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to adapt and still grab people's attention in order for them to be fans of the old thing.
Which
you can't.
Pokemon did an absolute amazing job with that.
There's a band that I listen to. Many of you may know them. Blink 182.
Yep.
They're coming back.
You may
have heard
Okay.
of them.
Side story. I have this new kid at where I work at Discount Tire. I have this new kid who came in, and I was like, "So, what kind of music do you like?" And he's like, "I don't know if you've heard of them, the Gorillas." I was like, "Nope, teeny band, never heard of them." Anyways, that just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
I like gave him the biggest like face, and he just like, oh, like just felt so stupid, and I was like, "I'm a bad person," and I was like, "I don't care." Anyways,
So small band, yeah.
Blink 182.
Blink 182, right? So the whole the nostalgia sells, but if you can like there's such a gap between the people who listen to Blink 182 and like the kids coming out now who are hearing Blink 182 for the first time with their new stuff that's coming out. I forget what the album's called, but we went
the last
to
one was California or something.
New stuff.
yeah, their new stuff. But we went to a concert. It was like All Time Low, like Sleeping with Sirens, and like Blink 182 was closing out for them.
Holy cow.
And it was November in Utah, so it was decently cold, and it was raining hard.
I
It
remember
was
hearing about that.
pouring rain, but everybody stayed. Nobody moved a muscle because they wanted to listen to Blink 182's "I Miss You" play live. They wanted it. They were like, as soon as they played that, they didn't stay. Everybody left. Like they got their nostalgia fix and they were gone. Like it was coming down hard. I think they had to take a break or something because their equipment was like breaking and their hands were getting so cold they couldn't even play their guitars. Like,
I mean, their tour manager's an idiot for being like, "Oh, Utah November, that's fine."
yeah, but no, nostalgia sells, and if you can bring in them like just keep changing,
Yeah.
that's successful. I think they're successful, even though they haven't been in the game. They get some new stuff.
They are
Actually,
probably
in
the
like-
most successful punk rock band of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, in like 2010, I went to Warped Tour like during that summer right after graduation. Probably my favorite one I've been to because the last band I saw the day was Yellow Card.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this was their first time doing Warped Tour in like 4 years. Like they hadn't done it forever, and they had just barely dropped a new album, so they were playing all their new stuff. And the last song they played was Ocean Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone freaked out, and like honestly, after that, I was like, I don't even need to stick around and see any more bands. Like that was the best ending ever. Like,
Yeah.
Man, I am so at a loss that I've never been to a concert.
You need to go to a concert.
You need to go to. I've been.
Well, the problem is, like, I always think that if I go to a concert, I need to know the lyrics, and
nope.
No, you just
okay,
mumble.
Good, because I am the king of mumbling.
You won't hear yourself scream. That's how loud it'll get.
Just go to a mosh pit.
Yeah.
You'll get punched in the face. It'll be great.
Everyone will be mumbling.
Yeah, there's a mosh pit at Death Cab for Cutie. I mean, come on. The guy even stopped, like, after a song. He's like, you guys are being ridiculous. Come on. We're not a
He's
mosh
like playing a
pit band.
piano, just like
Soft piano.
just soft
Singing Hey
piano.
There Delilah, and people are just mobbing.
Isn't that Plain White Tees?
Yeah.
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 Hey there, Delilah's Plain White Tees.
Oh no, I was thinking, crap, I will follow you into the dark.
Whoa,
follow
whoa.
That's the one.
Guys,
That
Eric
was the
never
one.
forgets something. He just broke.
Yeah,
That's-
my brain just
Yeah,
fried.
no.
No, I was thinking I will follow you into the dark. I have no
okay.
idea
I was like,
I mean, it
why. Why
sounds
Hey There
fair.
Delilah came out.
To be fair, a lot of acoustic songs sound very similar.
Those two don't. Though.
But I was trying to give you
That was the thing.
I was trying to give you whatever.
He's trying to give you an out, man.
Sure,
Trying to
whatever.
help.
there's a mosh pit
Now people are
there.
gonna go listen to those two and be like, yeah, they don't even sound
Yeah, I'm
close to the
retarded.
same.
Okay, whatever.
Comments below, like,
It's retarded.
Anyway.
Hey there, Delilah, I'll follow you into the dark.
Anyways, so
Yeah.
Mashup. Yeah, no, it was a terrible time. We actually left during the middle of one of their songs, and he pointed it out because there's like a group of like 5 of us. Because I was getting pushed, I had beer spilt all over me. I was wearing flip flops for some dumb reason, but some guy was smoking a cigarette which is not what I was supposed to do there, but some ash like fell on my foot, and I was like, fudge! That hurt! And I was like, oh, this sucks. And then I remembered, like, I had to hold, like, 3 people up because this whole thing just went like a wave, and we were like, oh gosh. My friends toppled over, and I'm just like putting one foot out. It's like, remember the football times? I got to coach. But it was terrible. Like, there's some concerts that are hit and miss. Like,
yeah. How did we get on?
You got to go to
we were talking about successful, and then how I'm not successful of never being to a concert.
Go into how awful
concerts.
But we can loop this back because, like those people who are still doing the same thing they love, it's the amount of sacrifice that you're willing to do. Like, how much sacrifice are you willing to change to please people and keep your fame?
Yeah,
your light in the spotlight and get that definition of success. I feel like success for the individual will change every 5 years. Their ideal and their definitions of it will change constantly.
Yeah, and it's always goals too. Like, you can be successful with one goal, but once you achieve it, it's like, okay, you still need to keep drive, so you have a new goal, so you just have something else that becomes a success.
And how do you keep that? That was actually the next question that I wanted to go about is how do you keep that drive when you are successful? Because there are some people that they get successful and then they burn out. And there's like, I can't do this anymore. I am done. Because they went so hard, so quick. And it's just, how do you keep that drive?
I think it's a matter of finding something that you love, though. It's maybe not even necessarily something you love, just something you enjoy.
Right.
I honestly, for a long time, I couldn't even tell you what I wanted to do for a job. I was all over the place. And, it actually took me until, having a cousin commit suicide for me to realize I wanted to do some form of therapy. And so it kind of came up after, a traumatic experience, but, that was where I found out, you know what, I've had multiple people tell me, for some reason it's really easy to talk to you. For some reason, I feel really comfortable telling you stuff. And it clicked with me. I was like, you know what? I could probably get some people to just open up to me and tell me what's going on, what they think is going wrong, and just provide that opportunity for them to be heard and, do that. And so that was where my thing came from. And it, sitting and listening to people complain is not my favorite thing to do. That's pretty much what I do at work all day anyway in a call center. But, it's not my favorite thing to do, but the fact that people feel comfortable talking to me is where it becomes easy, and, I enjoy, being good at what I'm doing. And so that's where the success for me comes in, is, hey, as long as I'm good at what I'm doing and I can, thrive and excel with what I'm doing, then I'm pretty okay. But each time I hate feeling stagnant. I need to learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, a lot of it is, hey, if I can be my own boss, I can work for myself, I can bring on my own clientele, each interaction is going to be different, and I never really have to worry about doing the same thing over and over again, even though it may be the same thing over and over again.
And the best thing about therapy is there's always new techniques for therapy.
You can find a new way to treat something. You can always learn something new. And with each person, you can find a new way to treat it, too. Not everyone's going to want to do, exercise to help fix it. Some people are going to want a medication. Some people are going to want to interact with animals, or some people are going to want to make music, draw, paint, whatever. So it's there's always some different solution to it, which will kind of help, mix things up. Right. And so, for me, that's kind of where my success would go, is where I can do something to help someone else out and just not feel like I'm stuck in one spot. I can do different things.
Right. I saw, I think it was Matthew McConaughey accepting an award just recently, and he had 3 things that he said that he does to help him stay successful, I guess, and it was something to look, or was I don't know what in what order, but it was something to chase, something to look forward to, and then something to look up to. And he said he looks up to God, helping him through his life, and he looks forward to seeing his family, every day. And you may not enjoy the thing what you enjoy, you may not always enjoy it all the time, so you have to have those outside motivators to keep, doing what you love. So eventually you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm successful in this field or whatever. And he said he's always chasing himself 10 years,
Down
like
the
10
road.
years in the future, because that always keeps him wanting to be the best him every 10 years. So once he gets 10 years, he's like, I've achieved these things, this is who I am now as a person. And then he goes and he sets it again, like 10 years, and keep going and I think he's a good actor. I think he has a great family.
All right.
But
Down to the AI
you definitely
have a great
got to
time.
find what you like to do. But even if you find something you like to do, you're not going to always like doing it.
Well, that's
Period.
That's a good point too. Having the outside things to help drive success. So I think a lot of people find that in family,
Yeah.
like having kids, like wanting to provide for a family and make sure they're taken care of.
It's hard to balance those things because we talk a lot about sacrifice. It's like how much of like family time are you willing to sacrifice to be successful at your job, or how much at your job you're willing to sacrifice to be there for your
Be with
family.
Yeah, like are you willing to take less hours so that way you can be like, you know what, I want to go play catch with my son. I want
Right.
to teach him how to throw, or I want to teach if you know how to play guitar, which I don't, but like be like, I want to teach him how to play guitar, or it's like stuff like that. And that's a very valid point. And I also want to talk about one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to success. Maybe this will be the last thing that we talk about, but we've been going for about an hour now. But one is when people say, and I think Aaron and Eric both talked about it, is when people say, oh, well, I love doing it, so I don't want to have it be my career.
Like keep it as a hobby.
Yeah, and I understand keeping it as a hobby, but there, like a lot of people's reasoning behind why they don't want to have it be paid for it is because they're just like I was talking to somebody and they were like, oh, I'm great at wedding. I'm a great wedding planner. I am amazing at planning weddings, but I don't ever want to do it. I was like, why? She's like, it's my plan. I don't want somebody else to butt in and be a bridezilla and tell me how they need to do it and whatnot and all this. I'm just like, okay, so they're your client. You drop them. Like, there's maybe that's my mentality of, oh, fix it. There it is. But it's just the theory that I love it so much now that if I did it for a career, I would hate it. Like, do you think that is a real thing?
No, that's fear. That's 100% fear.
Well, I don't know, because I've seen a lot of hear a lot of people who love to work on cars, and so they grow up to be a mechanic. They'll never work on their cars at home because before they were always trying to spruce it up and everything like that or whatever. But I heard from a lot of friends who like to work on cars, they would never want to become a mechanic.
Fair. But in other points, musicians love what they do. Do you really think a musician, it was just like, well, actually, I'm the lead guitarist for Blink-182, but I actually wanted to be a doctor. I just couldn't see myself doing it every day, so, I turned to music and am a millionaire because of it.
I'm going to pull a Batman quote out here from the Joker.
Oh, good Lord.
If you're good at something, never do it for free. Honestly, if you're good at something, why not chase after it?
Yeah.
Sure, you may have the occasional bridezilla if you're a wedding planner. You may have the occasional setback where, something makes it less enjoyable. But, if you're good at doing that, you're still going to find a way to love it, eventually.
Well, and that's a thing with, I think when you're really good at something and you're afraid to, take it to the next level, I think fear is a big motivator in success. A lot of people don't do what they want to do in fear. They don't feel like they'll be good enough or whatever. But fear can also be a good motivator to, maybe you're doing something and you want to take it to the next level. If you want to take it to the next level, you're going to find new ways in that field to become successful. You're going to find new goals, and you're going to try and grow in different ways to keep doing what you love, but be the best at it. And I think you can even find success in our job, and we're just basic customer service agents. We can find success in that if, we're being the best, me or, the best Eric at customer service, and that you can find success in that. But I think people who don't want to take it to the next level, it's a fear keeping them from wanting to grow and change.
Failure.
Yeah, fear of failure.
Yeah.
and wanting to, be successful. Like, so you said you haven't uploaded in a long time due to the fact that you weren't getting as many views, and so you're just kind of like, man, I got all this equipment and I don't really know where to go from here as far as that goes. Do you think that would be something because of fear, or?
I don't know. For me, it was like I put a lot into it, and I didn't get much of a result. I didn't get anybody like there's no backup. There's no like that Matthew McConaughey supporting family.
Right.
Because my mom's like, yeah, I'll watch it because you're my son, but it's got cussing in there, Diego. Did you know that? So like, it's not me. And like, half the people who wanted to edit it out because all the people I'm friends with, of course, and then the other half just don't really care to watch it, but they kind of like to see where I go from there. And I don't know. I'm kind of afraid in the fact that it's like I won't be successful for something that I love doing.
Better question to go off of what Aaron said. So he asked, is there fear behind that? So more specific, is there fear of your family not being supportive because of what you do, or fear of friends not supporting you for what you do?
Actually, yeah. I've noticed because like a lot of the things that I watch, there's a lot of cussing in there, and the majority of my friends and everything, like if I share something, I had my aunt actually message me one time because I posted this thing where the best self-defense thing was to just strip down, and this guy had that that mankini whatever, and so he start fights with these gangsters on the street. And so he starts putting up his dukes, and so he starts taking off his shirt, and then he drops his shorts and everything. I'm dying of laughter. My stepdad thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. But I had my aunt message me. It's like, that was a little inappropriate. And there's some cussing in there. And I was like, well, I just disappointed my family. I mean, family's got to be number one, right? And so I feel like I'm going to do that with a lot of my friends, too. Because a lot of them, I used to get looked up to a lot. Because I was kind of, being like Eric and being very therapeutical and everything. I've changed since I came to Utah. Like, if somebody asks me for help, I'm like, sorry, dude, I don't know what to say. Like, I've had a cousin who committed suicide, of course, as well, and that took a huge toll on me, so I could relate to a lot of people. But now, I don't know, I just kind of became dull, and not dull, but just kind of sheltered off, and now if somebody comes for help, like, I have no idea what to do with that.
Kind of more, like a little bit more cloistered off.
Yeah.
I think it's the fact of, like, being a people pleaser, and I think with your friends, a lot of successful people you see nowadays, they don't surround themselves with
a ton of friends.
A ton of friends. Well, they surround themselves with the right people.
Right.
The people who are going to motivate them to keep doing what they're doing. And so, they are successful, or even because I'm sure Elon Musk or people we've talked about who are successful, he's probably had friends along the way who are like, oh, this is an idiot move, and then he's like, okay, well, look at him now. Look at me now. But you gotta surround yourself with the right people, because that's a big issue, is like fear of disappointing not only yourself but your friends and family.
Oh, and I mean, one thing with that too is, you get a message from your aunt being like, oh, that's a little inappropriate, that's got some swearing in there, and you're just like, okay, sorry, like it's already out there, the move's already been made, so
yeah, she knows.
And the worst part is the worst part is that wasn't even you. That was just something you shared.
Exactly.
I put something up on my blog of why I'm in Utah, because people always ask me the question, oh, why are you in Utah? Why is this? And so I posted about it, and it's a fairly long post. Like, I go in depth about my mistakes within the last year, everything that I did that ruined my relationship.
That post?
About that post, and being like, oh, is Harrison okay? What's wrong with Harrison? Is he going to commit suicide, or is he depressed? What's going on? And I'm just like sitting here just like smiling, just because like after writing that post, it was just a cathartic release. It was just like, I'm good. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm good now. But my mom calls me and she's like, your grandma's freaking out. She's going to call you because she needs to talk to you. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, just read it. Stop listening to other people. And so I sent my grandma the link and I sent my mom the link. They sat down. My mom drove like 30 minutes to see her mom. And they read it together. And my mom just sends me a simple text back like an hour later that just says, "We understand now." And that was it. Like, and I swear on my blog, like, a lot. I don't know if they read those posts yet, but, like, I have a filthy mouth. And I think Donald Glover says it the best at the beginning of his, the intro to his special called Weirdo. He talks about, like, he's talking to the taxi driver, and the taxi driver's just like, "Oh, is there swearing in it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, is your mom going to be there?" He's like, "Yeah, my mom's going to be front row." And he's like, "Oh, and you swear in your show? Oh, are you going to, like, cut it out or something? Like, cut it out? Are you going to edit it?" And he's like,
"Oh, what the
no."
cuts?
He's like, "No, because my mom has to know what I do and what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't like it, that's her, but she needs to know what I do." And that's such a big fear for me doing this podcast, is like, will my family ever listen to this? I don't know. I doubt it. But
You're beautiful, Harrison's mom.
that's okay.
It's not going to get her to listen to it.
Okay.
I'll make sure to send it to her. Just be like,
Okay.
"Hey, Mom, Aaron said you're beautiful."
Listen in about 57 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen about, like, all the way to the end. I don't know.
It's somewhere in there.
You could skip to it, but I mean, I don't know. No, but it's like, that's like, so I understand, like, where you're coming from with that big fear of, and I mean, this is just my ideal of success is, my idea of success is in a year be living in California. That's like right now, like you talked about with Matthew McConaughey, is see myself 10 years down the road. Sometimes you got to have a lot shorter span. Mm-hmm. Mine right now is a year out. And so in a year, I want to be living in California. In a year from there, I don't know yet, because I haven't revisited myself then.
Well, and he's already pretty much living his dream, so
Yeah.
he's in it for the long haul now. So you definitely do have to set up those small milestones to get you where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of preparation too, as well, and making yourself successful in whatever that you do. It's a long road. It's hard. There's a lot of sacrifice.
But it's attainable.
It's attainable. And
It's attainable for anybody.
Oh yeah.
If you have a goal, if you have a dream that you can write down and you can track yourself with that goal, you can make something happen.
If you can dream, you can achieve.
Mic drop.
Boom.
Game over.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I think that's,
guys. That's a wrap.
I think Aaron just dropped the nuke, so he got the 25 kill streak. We're done.
Boom.
So,
19.
anyways, everybody, thank you so much for listening in. Again, I'm Harrison.
Oh, are we saying names?
That's Eric. That's Diego. That's
I'm
Aaron,
fat.
whatever.
It's been real.
It's been real.
It's been real.
Oh, one last thing. You know about how I post so much cooking out of it, like those cooking things and everything.
Side note.
Yeah, it got me a date. So
Hell yeah!
That's success.
That's awesome. Success.
you post all these things. You should make
Success
some for me
off
sometime. I'm
food
like, okay.
videos.
She
Done.
private messages me. She's like,
Well-
"Are you serious?" I was like, yeah, come over.